What if I told you the biggest threat to building your business isn't AI? People still buy information today. We're living in a world where anyone can generate a lesson plan, write an ebook, or create an online course in minutes. So, if everyone has access to the same information, what are people actually paying for? In this video, I'll show you why people still buy courses and coaching in the age of AI, the biggest lesson I've learned from helping clients build education businesses, and why designing great learning experiences, not creating more content, is becoming your biggest advantage. A few weeks ago, I asked ChatGPT to create an online course. Within seconds, it gave me a complete course outline, lesson plans, worksheets, quizzes, and even a sales page copy. 5 years ago, that would have taken me weeks. Today, it just takes me minutes. And so that raises an important question. If AI can create the course, why would anyone still buy one? And here's the mistake I think many creators are making. They're competing on information, and information is no longer scarce. It's everywhere. The real value isn't the information anymore. It's what the information helps someone become. If you're exploring how to build an online education business in the age of AI, that is exactly what this channel is about. Every week, I share strategies on learning design, AI, and building products and knowledge that creates real impact and not just more content. If that sounds interesting, consider subscribing and let the algorithm notify you every week about new videos. Before AI became part of everyone's workflow, I would spend years helping clients create online courses. And if I'm honest, I believe the same thing as most of you may think, that more content meant more value. So I would create more modules, more lessons, more worksheets, more bonuses, more downloads, more. The goal was simple. Give as much and pack as much information possible into one course because we thought, well, if we give people more, they'll get better results. But over time, I started noticing something, that the courses with the most content weren't always the ones creating the biggest impact. In fact, some of the most content-heavy courses were also some of the most overwhelming. People weren't finishing them, they weren't taking action, and they certainly weren't getting the transformation they were hoping for. They weren't even logging back in again. And that's when I realized something. People weren't paying for information, they were paying for clarity, guidance, progress, and for someone to help walk them through this material so that they could achieve the transformation and result that the person was offering. The course wasn't the product, the transformation was. If you've been thinking about building an online education business but aren't sure where to start, I've created a free AI course creation starter kit PDF. Inside, you will find practical AI prompts to help you brainstorm your course idea, define the transformation you want to create, and start planning your education business, plus a list of AI tools that I use in my own workflow. You can download it for free using the link in the description below. Here's something really interesting I've noticed. Almost every client I work with is using AI. They're using it to brainstorm ideas. They're researching software. They're outlining their courses, writing lesson content, creating worksheets, even building marketing assets. AI has become part of everyone's workflow. But they still hire me. And not because AI isn't useful. It absolutely is. They hire me because AI can only get you so far. It can't replace the wisdom, discernment, and experience needed to design a learning experience that truly helps someone change. Let me give you an example. I was working with a client recently, and instead of asking ourselves, how do we create more content? We started asking, what is getting in the learner's way? We realized learners had to download a workbook, find it on their computer, print it out, or figure out which tool that they could type and fill out the workbook, and then save it, and then submit it and or print it for their own records. And then after all that, they had to remember where they left off after they had filled it in and whether it auto-saved. Every one of those steps and questions created friction. Instead of adding more lessons, we redesigned the experience. We built a smart workbook directly into the learning experience. We created a personalized learner dashboard where they could log in and instantly see where they left off. They could track their progress. They could review highlights from previous lessons, and they could know exactly what to do next. We also added interactive moments throughout the lesson that encouraged learners to stop, reflect, and apply what they had just learned instead of simply watching another video. None of those changes added more information. It simply helped them to organize the information and take action. And for every one of them, it made it easier for them to take the next step. And that's when it really clicked for me. Great education and great training isn't about adding more content. It's about removing friction from the learning journey. Because great education isn't just about what you teach, it is about how someone experiences the journey, the feedback they receive, the accountability they have, the confidence they build, and the small wins that keep them moving forward. Content delivers information, but learning experiences create transformation. And here's the interesting part. Even though I use AI every single day, I still buy courses, I still invest in coaching, and I still join communities. And why? Because I'm not paying for information. If information was all I wanted, I would just lean on AI all day. But what I'm really paying for is something different. I'm paying for someone's experience, their wisdom, their discernment, their framework, and their ability to help me avoid the mistakes that I can't see yet. There's perspective that only comes from actually doing the work. When I invest in a mentor or a coach, I'm not thinking, I hope they tell me something I could never find on Google or ChatGPT. I'm thinking, can this person help me get to where I want to go faster? Can they help me make better decisions? Can they help me avoid costly mistakes? Can they help me see what I can't see on my own? That is what I'm buying, not information, transformation. And that is exactly why education business aren't disappearing in the age of AI. They are evolving. The creators who will thrive won't be the ones with the most content. They'll be the ones with the most wisdom, the clearest strategy, and the ability to design learning experiences that help people achieve meaningful results. One example, one of the lessons that I want to share recently from my own experience is that I was trying to redesign my YouTube banner, trying to save my coach some time by looking up the answer myself. But I was just getting nowhere. I kept Googling, playing around in Canva, and going on YouTube and searching for the exact answer. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to humble myself and be like, I feel bad for asking. And the coach is like, no, that's what I'm here for. That's why you pay me. And then I was like, well, I'm stuck with my banner. I like this concept, but I can't seem to get it to fit. And so the coach showed me how to take the YouTube guidelines, put it into my Canva file, and get my banner working, testing, and displaying properly. And so that is why, even with AI, I still pay for a coach, because access to human wisdom and human experience is faster than what AI can sometimes give you. And that is priceless to me. AI is incredibly valuable. And this is good news for educators, because if AI can generate information, the information is no longer the competitive advantage. Designing meaningful learning experiences is. Anyone can create another lesson. Anyone can generate another ebook. Anyone can build another course. But not everyone can design a personalized experience that helps someone take action, stay motivated, build confidence, make progress, overcome obstacles, and ultimately achieve a meaningful result. And that is the difference in an AI world. Information becomes a commodity. Learning experience becomes the differentiator, and transformation becomes the outcome. The educators and creators who win won't be the ones creating the most content, they'll be the ones designing the best learning experiences. At the end of the day, people don't buy information, they buy the possibility of becoming someone different. And that's why I believe the future doesn't belong to content creators, it belongs to those who partner with learning experience designers. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it is this. Don't ask yourself, what course should I create? Ask yourself, what results, what transformation do I want to help someone achieve? Because once you're clear on the transformation, the next question becomes, how do you actually build an education business around it? And one of the biggest decisions you'll make is choosing the platform that will power your entire business end to end. Over the next few weeks, I am releasing a series of videos to help you answer exactly that question. We will compare the leading platforms, break down the pros and cons of each one, and help you choose the one that is best fit for your goals, whether you're creating your first course or building a complete education business ecosystem. So if you're planning to launch this year or you're thinking about switching platforms, make sure you keep an eye out for those videos. They'll help you make one of the most important decisions in your business to save you time and money for the long term. Remember this, AI can generate information, but humans design the transformation. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.